So I think that I'm going to just make this video series about me just talking about my day. If you've seen Dodger Lay's channel Dexterity Bonus, it'll be kind of like coffee time, I think. Basically me talking about my day. And maybe if you in the future, if you look through them all, maybe you can see like a differing tone through them as I go through gender transition. Well, today was day 0 because it's only been, well, I took my first medication in the previous video right before I went to work. I just got back from work. It's like 15 hours later. So it's not really like a full day yet, but it's still day 0. And I have to say, today I've been feeling really nostalgic. The past couple of weeks I've been feeling very nostalgic, but today I just, like usual, I felt very nostalgic. Like, for instance, last like Sunday or so, I felt extremely nostalgic for Super Mario Bros. 2, so I had to go buy it, and I got it in the box because I have it still in Illinois. Just the cartridge. I think I actually have 2 copies of it, but I never had it with the box. Having a Nintendo game with its original box is really something to be seen for me, because it's in like the 10 years or so that I've been buying video games at yard sales, I've only found 2 Nintendo Entertainment System games in their original boxes. So buying a game in its box really like solidifies it. Yes, I love that. I'm not going to buy every game in their box, but the ones that I love, I will definitely buy in their box. Today I've been thinking about how whenever I first played The Legend of Zelda on the NES, back in about, I'd say 2000 or 2001, I was about 8. I remember really loving it, and me and my mom making a map of Hyrule. And that's kind of something that people don't have to do anymore because we have game guides and we have the internet. Before that, when I made my map, I only had dial-up internet, so I wouldn't download an image. I didn't have access to the internet because that was something only my mom used. So we made a map. We still have it at my mom's house, and yeah, it's just really cool to make that map. And I was kind of googling around, and evidently it's become like this really big thing where, like, yeah, everyone back then made their own map. So there's even like websites dedicated to just showing people's childhood drawn maps of Zelda or of Metroid or something. I started trying to draw Metroid, but that was around 2005 or so. And with Metroid, I already had the internet by then, or actually, more correctly, I didn't have internet at home. I had internet at my dad's company, so I would go to his company and download images. Actually, I would print them out, and so I'd have like game guides and stuff. So I have game walkthroughs that I don't think even exist anymore on the internet from 2004 to 2006, just for like a Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and stuff like that. Because it is interesting to have a paper copy of something that it's like a paper archive of the internet. And the internet in its childhood, not infancy, but still not today. Like just text-based websites. Of course, those websites that I was printing out were from like 1998, so you could say it's from its infancy. But yeah, I've just been really like nostalgic over Metroid and making maps, because that's the one thing that I was wanting to finish making the map for was Metroid, and I just never ended up making the map for it. So I think I'm probably going to buy another Metroid game in the box. It doesn't have to be a complete set, it can just be in the box. If it comes with a manual, that's cool. Well, now there's 2 different versions of Metroid. There is the original version, which I have, and then there is the one with what we now commonly know as Samus, because before they just had the character, but now they have like what now looks like Samus on the cover with the more anime style image, not just the pixel art. So I'm thinking, since I already have the other one, I'm probably going to get the one with the anime style cover, which I'm not sure if it's rarer or more common. I don't know, but either way, I think it'd be cool to have both. So I'm probably going to see about getting that in its box. One thing I've been worrying about a little bit is figuring out what exactly do I want to document. I talked about this in the previous video, I think. Like, what information do I want to document? Like, with pictures, more accurately. Because I would really hate to think like, oh, I wish I would have taken taken a series of pictures every day in this way, and then I would have shown a really interesting thing that changed. But I would settle on about like 10 pictures, and then I can always take those and make like a video about the breast growth over the year or whatever, or about like my face and how it changed over the year. Oh shit, I forgot to take a picture of my face. Well, I have a picture of my face, but like really zoomed in on my face. That'd be really nice to have a nice, somewhat high resolution of that. But yeah, I've been kind of worrying about that. But then I kind of fixed it just like an hour ago, and I kind of stood in the bathroom and thought, okay, so what do I want to do? I'll probably go back now and take a good picture of my face. But anyway, one of the things I've been feeling is just, yeah, like I said, the sense of accomplishment. Like, maybe not like full accomplishment, but a little bit of accomplishment, but more like I'm doing it. I'm finally doing it. So I've been really happy. I went for a bicycle ride today. I went up to Weird Stuff Warehouse. I had to pick up some batteries and some somewhat large capacitors. Well, I didn't know I had to pick them up until I saw them there, so, well, that's why. But I've been finding myself going up to Weird Stuff Warehouse a lot because it's just a really nice ride through Sunnyvale. There's some really nice overpasses over the interstate that they're basically one just like loop that goes up over the interstate. Like really goes like 100 feet that way, 50 feet over, and 100 feet back. It's a big ramp. I can go up it at 20 miles an hour and not really stop that much. It's so nice and it's so smooth. And they have like a chain link fence around it so you can see the cars underneath you. It's just really nice. I love going over that. It's just a relaxing bike ride. And I would have to say, the third thing I've been feeling today is a sense of, I don't know, verification? Validation? Not really sure. But basically, before today, whenever I think about gender transition or something like that, or even speaking in a higher pitched voice, which I would have to say I'm kind of speaking in my normal voice right now, because when I get excited I talk really high, and when I get bored I talk really low. It might have to do just because I feel really good, because when I feel good I tend to talk really high and more feminine like. But I would have to say though, there is still a kernel of truth to feeling like to me saying that I feel like validation, or I feel like I'm verified or whatever, that it just feels like such a pivotal moment in my transition to start hormone therapy that now I feel like, yeah, I should be able to paint my nails or whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to yet, but I'll work on that. That self-holding back where you want to do something, but it's like, I could do that. Not right now, but I could do that sometime. But yeah, I just feel like, maybe you could say I feel like I finally stepped out of the masculine box, and I'm just in like the middle of the road now. It's hard to describe. But overall, I've been really happy. I had a fun time going to Weird Stuff Warehouse and just picking through all the parts. They got some nice batteries. I was surprised. These are 12-volt lead acid batteries, but they're sealed. I'm kind of sick and tired of lead acid batteries, because that's what my other channel is basically entirely about, or at least that's what it used to be. But anytime that I see like just piles and piles of batteries, they must have like 300 batteries there of this type, because they're all used in battery backup systems for computers. Like if power goes out, you still want to run for a couple minutes so you can save your hard drive or whatever, or save the stuff onto the hard drive. So they have pretty much all the same same batteries there. Whenever I see a place that has a bunch of batteries, I just immediately assume they're dead. They're not worth anything. But I went there with a multimeter, and I thought, you know what, they have like probably 300 batteries. There's probably at least 2 that are good. I kept checking them, and they're all actually not that bad, voltage-wise. I also have a discharge test feature, which the discharge test wasn't even bad either. They were not bad for $5 a piece. I wouldn't pay the brand new price for them, but still, if you need a cheap battery, yeah, get those. Just the voltage, but I was very surprised by it. Evidently, they do actually like go around and charge most of the batteries. So I felt really like, wow, I actually have a source of good batteries, and these people know how to use batteries. They don't just let them rot for a while. I ended up finding the 2 batteries that were the most powerful, because I spent about 45 minutes checking all the batteries' voltages with my multimeter, and these batteries were still at about 40% charge. I did a discharge on them where I just pulled power from it, and it didn't drop in voltage very much. So that means it has a lot of capacity. So yeah, been really happy, and it's been a fun day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!